About 200 million people contract malaria each year, and about 500,000 people die because of this horrible disease. Malaria causes fever, aching, nausea, vomiting, and in extreme cases, a coma and death. It is one of the leading causes of death of small children, and it is the leading cause of death of pregnant women in the world. The malaria is transmitted by these horrible little mosquitoes, which will carry the disease, and then they bite you at night when they fly around and pass on the disease to you. So, absolutely horrifyingly dreadful disease. But the good thing is, we know how to prevent it. One of the great forms of malaria prevention are these things called bed nets. What they are is just a big cloth that goes over a sleeping area, and they're really cheap. They cost less than $5 to manufacture and distribute to the people in need. And each net will last a couple of years and protect around 2 people on average from getting bitten while they sleep. These bed nets have had an enormous impact. So I've got a couple of maps that will show you that impact. So malaria is found all over the world, but this map is just for the sub-Saharan Africa. And it's going to play forward in time. At the moment, it's in 2000 and everything's red. This means basically nobody, 0% of people are sleeping under a high quality bed net. So let's see what happens over the next 15 years. Green will mean that 100% of people in that area are sleeping under high quality bed nets. So over that time, a huge number of bed nets were distributed, and there are some areas where just about everybody is well covered from mosquitoes. What impact did that have? So this map is the same, and that it starts from 2000 and goes to 2015, and purple is good, hardly anybody gets malaria, and yellow is really bad. So light yellow means basically everybody gets sick of malaria at least once each year. So a huge burden to the population. So we play forward, and you can see over those 15 years there's a huge drop in the case rates of malaria. That is absolutely fantastic, and the study suggests that about 70% of this improvement is because of bed nets. So those bed nets really do reduce the cases of malaria and save lives. Now you might be wondering what happens after 2015. Well, unfortunately, in the last 6 years, this improvement has stabilized. Basically, there's been little or no improvement to the cases of malaria from 2015 until now. The reason for that is that we just need more money to get more bed nets out there. So GiveWell is a charity evaluator that looks into the best ways that we could improve lives and save lives globally. And GiveWell recommends the Against Malaria Foundation. In fact, it's recommended them consistently over many years, and suggests that it's one of the most cost-effective ways of preventing diseases and saving lives. They suggest that the Against Malaria Foundation, which distributes these bed nets, can prevent a case of malaria, like a horrible, awful flu-like, awful period of time in someone's life, only costs a few dollars to prevent all of that suffering. And to prevent a child from dying, you'll need to prevent several thousand cases of malaria. So to prevent a child from dying, it only costs a few $1,000s worth of bed nets to statistically prevent one child from dying on average. That's an enormous good for just a small amount of money. This child that you might have prevented from donating to the Against Malaria Foundation will grow up and live a full, interesting, varied life because they were protected by bed nets. So please donate to the Against Malaria Foundation and vote for them for Project for Awesome 2021 and save children's lives.